Hindi ba kaya nga, kaso dito ibutang eh. Mulutag man to. Sa timong pan. Ay, naging
Well, we're at the blessing for Lola. And here's Lola. There she is, and she's got a nice new dress on today. And here's tied back, and she's, I guess, trying to process what on earth has happened to her. Because a little while ago, she was living in a tin hut, which I'm going to show you right now. And then along came some biddy bozzies. That's her old house there, look. Well, where were we? Along came the busybodies and we built this house. Let's take a step back. This stump here gives you an idea of what happened, 2 months ago. Odette came and paid a visit and did quite a trip through here. Took down a lot of these big coconut trees. Now Lola lives in among all of these coconut trees, and they fell about her and never hurt the old lady. She's 84 years old. I think probably closer to 94 or even 100. But she doesn't have, like many of the older people in the Philippines, she doesn't have a birth certificate, and I don't think she'd know where to go to get one. Is that her son there, Beth? So her son lives here with her, which is good. So let's give it a walk around first. Looks like we'll have to come back and do some work on the exterior because we left the ordering of the plywood to one of the workers and it doesn't look very good to me, so I know that we're going to have to come back and work on that, which we will. So we brought our little army of volunteers, and they're in there now and they're fitting the curtains for Lola. Oh dear. So she has been in the process of moving in, but you can see that this is where she lived now. This is her house, and look at the mayhem that must have gone on that night of Odette. Took down all these trees all around. Look, all around. Coconut trees there. Trees here, mostly these big trees that you see if you're following the videos that we do of what's happened here. Most of them are mango trees. And you can see that such was the fury of Odette that these huge trees were just snapped off. These are all sheathed in coconut trees taken off by, this is the offcut. This is when the chainsaw crew come in and if they're doing old coconut can be used for building. It's not ideal, but it's better than the younger coconut, which tends to start shedding powder as soon as it goes in. Sometimes that happens with the bamboo too, and it doesn't. It eventually just weakens and collapses. But here you can see. Now look at all of the old shoes there. I'm not quite sure. That's an attempt at art, maybe. But here we are, and this is the door to the old house. I wonder. No, it's got high security. There's a piece of string. So what can I show you? There's the old house. And you know, in spite of myself on wanting her to move into a nice new house, I felt that there was something kind of quaint here about the way that she had made a home. But as you can see, everything is collapsing. And this was her kitchen. So there she's, a tiny little lady. She stood on this platform, kept all her firewood there underneath, and that little cooking pot there. And this was where she cooked her food. There's always something very touching about coming to see Lola. We call her Lola. In Filipino speak, Lola is grandmother and Lolo is grandfather. And there's always something about coming to see Lola. When we came to see her last time, photographs of which are on Facebook. And when we came to see her, she was sitting with that little pot out here, and she had made a fire right in this spot here. She had made a fire and she was cooking what looked like it might have been a handful of rice. And Beth and Mency and I came to see her, and that was before before we had started building our house, and she knew it was coming, but I guess didn't really believe it. And she asked us to stay for a meal, and then she revealed that she didn't have any food. I'm not laughing at that. It turned out she didn't have any food. She was sticking to the Philippine tradition of hospitality, of which Filipino hospitality is second to none. And she asked us to stay. Would you stay and have something to eat with me? And Beth knew the situation straight away and said, well, Lola, we are all just eaten, so we regret we can't stay for something to eat, which is when she admitted that she didn't have any food anyway. A little while later, I think that same day, we put together a box of groceries and had one of our students bring the box here. So there's the house. Heaven knows how an old lady like that will be able to process what has happened. How would you? So we come along and we give her an inside bathroom. This is a septic tank. So an inside bathroom, an inside kitchen, and a room for her and a room for her son, and even a little living room. And here's all of our volunteers. Lorraine and that guy and this one and
Die.
I knew that. I was just testing you. And beautiful baby.
Oh, ete. Hello, sir. Huh?
And as you can see, she has actually started to move in. And this will be her bedroom. How wonderful. Separate room. And we bought curtains. I'm wondering if we got all of the same. But she did a good job. Look at that. And this is the view out of her window.
Oh, hello, Jesus Christ. Sige na. Oy, ate, baro-baro, ate. Kaya, Roman. Oh, lagi niya, di ko. Sige na. Nagapura magkasapang.
And there she is trying to work out what all of these people are doing in her new house. It won't be hers until we all leave and she gets to put her own touch on it. Heaven knows why she's wearing a mask, I'll never know.
Rika, sige na, Rika. Si ate kay gajuk-juk. Tinuod dito. Pero ba ate? Kano ka lang naman tite? Sige na ba? Ay na. Opening prayer. Oh. Ate Grisel. Grisel. Manako. Closing prayer man si Debra. Sa pagkaon si Ate Listeria. Ikaw magwali.
Ask Lola how she feels about her new house.
Masa may mong gibati, Nay? Sa imong bagong balay.
Get her to speak.
Karoon ko gana ko. Gilantan ko na.
Gilantan ka. Kunya.
Naligo ala ko kay.
Naligo ka.
Oo, ganyan. Ito suba.
Naibaw day kang blessing ro.
Ask her if she believed us when we came that day and said we were going to build a new house. Ask her, did she believe us?
Katong ni Ari may paguman sa Baguio, ninayanak minimo nga. Sige lang, balayan na ka na mo. Ampo lang ta. Dingto ka wa. Dingto ka.
Oo, nagawa ko.
Yeah, she believed and just wait patiently.
She believed us?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have believed us, would you?
Yeah, we will start the blessing. Pastora Rica will be the one to lead the
Right, who is going to?
Lalikod lang.
Who's good at talking?
Pastor Rica.
I'm not prepared. Uy, ate!
You can pray.
Yes, I can serve.
You can offer a
I didn't
prayer.
expect.
You've been to enough of these now. You can do the same thing. Come on.
Sure, this is kate. Asa di si Pastor Manolo? Naglugong lang yan. Kaya na lang, pagsuhay na na. Sure, bitate, kaya maganda mo ko. Asa man.
Honey, you're the one that preaches.
No, she preached. She's good in preaching.
I don't think so.
She did.
I don't think she
Remember when
believes you.
No, remember when I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet to preach. I messaged her and she's doing good job, good in church.
Ah,
And she's very grow spiritually.
Di ako nag-prepare ng preaching.
Neutral.
Is this true?
Yeah, if the world collapse today, she'll go to heaven.
Come on then. Come on.
Hindi, wag ako nag-prepare ng preaching.
Come on.
Hindi ako nag-prepare.
Come on,
Pag dito na.
we're all waiting.
Dito na mo, mag-prepare.
Ruby, we're going to start the blessing now.
Oh, the blessing na day.
Okay.
Wait for a while.
Let's do it.
Dali, let's her prepare for a while.
What?
Let's her prepare. It's on the spot, blessing on the spot.
Better to just be spontaneous. We won't. It's okay if you make a mistake.